normally a lot of times when I start these social field report videos, I think of like the lesson that I want to share. And that's kind of like the motivating reason to make the video is to like impart the lesson. And even within that, I will try to share the lesson early, kind of start with the bottom line up front, and then share the story behind it and how this story illustrates the lesson. But tonight is definitely a little bit different. I have not thought of a lesson. Like maybe it'll come to me in the course of this video and like that'll be the lesson is that it was there the whole time. I just need to like trust my intuition and like let it come to the surface or something. But yeah, I also think I'm just right now in a different place where I want to be a little bit more free flowing, a little bit less planned, like coming in with nothing to say. Um, but it is 4:09 a.m. right now, and I do like kind of when I have the energy after being out this late, which is not all the time. Sometimes I get home and just want to immediately hit the bed. But night like tonight, came back, took a shower. Like I was first like pretty sweaty. Like it was hot in there. Like today the high was like over 90, but I could have sworn like when I walked into the building, it was hotter in the building than outside. And I was like, that's weird because it was so hot outside earlier today. Didn't expect it to be hotter in the building. But but yeah, just like sweaty the whole time. And fortunately for me, like there were other people there that were sweaty too. So like I, I know it's not just me. But also like, once you're in there, there's not a whole lot you can do. Like yeah, I can't just magically wave the AC. Some people had the little fans. Um but I feel like the fans don't do enough. Like it's better than nothing for sure. But really I should have like just gone outside to like take little cooling breaks more. And I did take some cooling breaks in terms of like getting water and stepping off of the dance floor. Which I was doing a good bit of dancing tonight. And like it felt a little bit different because other times I feel like I'm a little more like uh big and like out there when the dancing, but tonight was definitely like much more subtle. Like but it was also like what kept going through my mind was just like I understood the assignment in a different way than the other people there did. And like that's why my behavior was a little bit different. That's why like my dancing was a little bit different than the other people's dancing. It was just like I the way I interpreted the assignment was different. I guess we all signed up for the same thing, the same concert, the same event, the same music, but how I interpreted like the way to act, the way to move, the way to groove, to get into it a little bit was definitely like a little bit different, and people noticed. The one to share first. The one on the share first. And this is like I'm like glad that I'm laughing because that was kind of like my reaction just when it happened. And like I think it's a very good thing that I reacted like this because other reactions could have resulted in more negative outcomes. But it was also like part of me is like, man, I kind of wish I did have the capacity to react in a different way. Basically, like, uh, I'm standing there dancing, right? Like, doing my little thing. the, the music wasn't like that. But like, I'm kind of like getting into it a little bit, right? Um, there happens to be a mixed group of people, very close, like off to the side. I'm gonna say it's probably like three women and maybe like four dudes. Stand there doing my dancing. Then it seems like they start like imitating a little bit, imitating the dance moves, and like that's something that I actually don't mind. I think like it's something that has bothered me more in the past, and something that like maybe every once in a while I feel like, oh, I'm being like watched or something. But really tonight it was definitely much more of like the thought that was in my mind was like imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and that it's like I'm flattered. I feel like in a way I'm helping them like have fun and enjoy the night. How did I get a piece of hair on my wrist in my watch? Like, I don't know if you can see this. I think it just, but this is like a long strand of like light colored hair. I mean, like I came home alone. Like that's the thing. It's that like, maybe I would be thinking of the hair differently. Take the phone out of the stand. If I hadn't come home alone, but like now that I'm here at home alone, I still got somebody else's hair like in my watch, like in the band of my watch. I do not know how that happened. Imagine trying to explain the story though. I'm like, oh no, I don't know whose hair that is. Like I feel like that's just like a lose-lose situation. I'm sorry, I don't know how the hair got on my wristwatch. No, I was definitely not running my hands through some other woman's hair. Like maybe it was a dude. I don't know. Whoever it was, they got longer hair than me for sure. It didn't do the freaking buzz cut like I did. Is that even what it's called? A buzz cut? I don't know. Just to call it a high fade, but I stopped giving myself the high fade because it just takes more time, and like I kind of like to just be quick. Of course, you have to go over it like multiple times, make sure you don't miss a spot. But yeah, quick and easy, and getting off track again. That's what happens when I don't have a plan. When I just get on the video and start the rant. But basically, yeah, like they start imitating a little bit, start imitating the dance moves, and then so it's kind of like the women are tending toward one side, the guys are tending towards the other side more, and then like the women are kind of like looking over, and the guys start to get like uncomfortable with that, right? And like the whole time I was like nonverbal. I was not saying anything. I was not like, I was keeping to myself, playing nice. Nice Jamal playing in the sandbox, right? But there is like the like I said, the dark side. That's like they looking. They looking. Maybe I just pull a Batman and swoop right on in there, yo. Like I can certainly feel how I'm like holding myself back in those instances. And that leaves me in like an odd place because part of me is like, don't hold yourself back. Like that's what you're trying to work against is this urge and desire and like impulse to hold yourself back. Like that's the reason you're going out and dancing and going out and talking to people and being social. Where normally I would hold myself back and stay in and keep quiet and keep to myself and not start the conversations and see the pretty girl and not say anything or do anything and like so part of me is like go for it. I mean the other part of me was like kind of, again, particularly when like I'm not saying anything to anyone, like just put it to you bluntly, like if your girl looking, then hey, if she ain't your girl, maybe like you thought she was, or y'all need to have a little conversation or something. 'Cause I know she looking, she knows she looking, you know she looking, so like let's just acknowledge the reality of hey, looking like a good time. And like that's the thing too, is like that's just what I was doing, was like trying to have a good time. And like seeing the potential like hurt feelings and all, that's what it makes me think, is like, oh, this is gonna be less of a good time. Like I don't want to get into this. Oh my gosh. Speaking of, I know I mentioned this in another one of my videos. It was maybe the Club Lord one. Lord of the Club. But it was another one of those videos out after a night in bed. Like, this is not like even the second or third or fourth time. Like, I run into this couple, man and woman, and this is the vibe I get from them. This is literally, this is what I think is happening. Is like, I think they have a spoken agreement that like the woman can, I will say at the very least, be open about interest in other guys. Like, and it's like weird because like, first of all, they're like very much together, like holding hands the whole time, not within like a foot distance, maybe when they go to the bathroom or whatever, but like very close the whole time. But like every once in a while they'll be like up at the top, and then it seems like they're looking at me. Not 100% sure, but like there have been some signs, some subtle nonverbals and stuff like that. So yeah, either it's up top so I can look down and see you on the dance floor, or they come around and like end up being close, and it's like they again like dancing very close to each other, like face to face, but then all of a sudden. Girl's just posted up, like staring at me, and I'm like, okay, so like I just don't understand the dynamics. It makes me think that like what I think is like he knows and has accepted it, and that's fine. Like if he knows and accepts it, and but the other thing I think and see is like he's accepted it. He knows what it is. He's doing like this is also in my mind. Could be completely wrong, but I'm not. Could be completely wrong. I doubt it, but could be completely wrong. Is like he's accepted that as a way of like caring for her, of like if this is something that you really like or that you're really interested in, I want to allow you the opportunity to explore that. But what I also see is this side of like, but while you're exploring it, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. I kind of wish that you didn't want to explore it and that you would just choose me and stay with me instead of doing the exploration. But also feel like if I don't allow you the exploration, I may lose you. And so the exploration and me feeling jealous is better than me being alone. Because the exploration, like that urge is gonna come up some way, somehow, like sometime, and maybe it's unreasonable for him to expect that it wouldn't be there. Like, I don't know, but like that's the vibe I get. It's just they have this, their relationship is advanced to the point where they have this understanding and they can operate in that understanding. And when I'm around, they that understanding and operation gets practiced or tested or forged, built stronger, right? Whatever it is, but it happens. I don't even know if I finished the story. guys on this side, women on that side. Women start looking over, guys start getting jealous, right? I can see them like I can hear certain things that they're like saying to each other every once in a while, but like not so interested in listening to them. Like, I'm there for the music, like, and I'm not trying to like follow that conversation. Like, oh, what are you guys talking about? Like, it was not that. That was the other thing about tonight, though. Again, going off track. That was the other thing about tonight was like there were times I tried to like care more in the sense of like I see these people here. I see them like very clearly watching me. But in my mind it was just like, yeah, but I don't want to talk. Like they can watch. I'm actually just here to dance. And like this was a concert where concert show, music venue, DJ, like whatever, where I was very much looking forward to it. Like I don't know I have been this excited about a set from a DJ, like looking forward to it, expecting good things, like maybe ever. Um, so like I definitely was there to like enjoy it, and that was the thing. Was that I felt like I felt like that was how I understood the assignment, whereas other people were there like to have a good time. It was like I am going to enjoy this. I am going to like I'm gonna dance my dance. I'm gonna move my move. I don't care if you're there alone. Don't care if you're there with friends. It's not even like don't care, but like it's not like it wasn't like registering for me. It was just like I was trying to like sometimes be like you should do this. You should talk to these people. You should start the conversation. But other times it was just like I can't make myself care as much. And normally other times like I don't have to try like to make myself care. And like the caring part is like caring about being more communicative, being more social. But like so like that pressure of like the this is something I should be doing. It wasn't there, but it was also very much like particularly once I got started, there were a number of conversations with groups, with solo, with men, with women, like uh and it felt like very easy, which is something that's rare, but like I was looking for opportunities to start more conversations, right? I would think of something in my head. And that's the thing was like I was in a place where I was recognizing my internal dialogue and like what was in my mind was like if there was someone here I could tell this to, this would be hilarious. Like this internal dialogue, this narration that's going on as I'm saying things and observing things, like is actually really funny. And it was keeping me amused. I was like, that was another thing. Like, I hear the people talking about like my like facial reactions and everything else, but my facial reactions, like movements and all, like it was based off of like the internal dialogue in my mind. Like I actually just did it where I started laughing and then got into the story and like there was only the quiet part so people didn't hear the story. They just saw like the laughing that like interrupted something and then back to me like doing my thing and so it's like you what but like I could hear them talking about it like around me and like them interpreting it from their point of view of like what must be going on in this dude's head and so yeah, it was funny. But again, like as I heard them like talking about it, part of me was like, oh well, they're talking about me literally 2 feet away from me. Maybe I should just turn around and be like, hello, and introduce myself and I'm Jamal and like but it was more of just like I said, like I couldn't bring myself to care in that way. It was just like, okay, they're and it's not even like again, like I didn't care. Like I noticed and heard it, but it was like well, they're doing their thing and I'm doing mine. And um, there were some times like like where I did start the conversation. It was like because of other things that happened that I observed people doing, and it was just like something I wanted to comment on. Like, this actually gets me back to the original story. This is gonna like shock me when I look back at this. How many times I started the story and then veered off into a different side story, like that actually was not the plan. But like, hey, that's what happens when I don't have a plan. Just free form it. But yeah. So this one girl, right? They're tight. Again, also seems like what happens around me more than other people. Maybe this is my paranoia. Maybe this is my paranoia. But like much more like traffic, people moving around, like around this side, that side, front, back. Um, some people like when they walk by, they like very obviously touch me. Like, and that was the point. That was the point that I'm trying to get back to. So, first, the other story. Tight end, right? This girl's there. These two guys like going to walk past her, right? So she like kind of takes a little step back, leans back, right, like half step, and then the dude comes in and like there's just like bobbing his shoulders, like rah, rah, man spreading, like as he's walking through. But then like I feel like leans on her, does like a freaking like football shimmy, like shoulder barge into her. She's like, "Oh, what the she doesn't say these words, but like that was the look of like, what the heck? Well, the little just comment I made was like, yeah, I saw that, and that was kind of mean. And but then I think she said like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was like, oh no, I didn't mean like what you did was mean. I meant like. So I think like the necessary context was not there to keep it from not being misinterpreted. But whatever. The point was, noticed her getting bumped, immediately just said what I noticed. Started like the narration in my mind, speaking it out. It wasn't like, plan what you are going to say. Use the pickup line. Use the pickup line. The line has been tested and tried and true. Use the line. Like, which actually gets me to like the videos that I make in general on YouTube. Is again, I feel like I should be doing more to make videos that cater to like the tried and tested best practices, right? And like the goal of that is to meet people where they're at, and that they become best practices because they have been shown to be successful in reaching a broad audience, in meeting people where they're at. And so I do want to be doing that to a greater extent than I have been. At the same time, what I really enjoy is this form of video right now. And that was the thing, was when I did the video on Monday, State of the Game, that was like I think the most fun I had recording a video. And that was the thing, it was like even more than yeah. Probably would have been about twice as long if I had not messed up with actually recording the video and it started on time and didn't have the time constraint from waiting so long in the day so that I needed to finish it before midnight. But like doing that and having that fun showed me that I really enjoyed the more freeform version. And like I have not I actually feel a little bit bad because I showed my brother the channel, or he found out about it. And he was like one of the first people to kind of really look at it, and he offered the opportunity to share some feedback. And I was kind of like I didn't want to hear the feedback because I was very much, this is what how like this is the style and format I want to make the videos. Like I want to make them where for the most part I am just talking off the top of my head, free associating, going on a rant. Um but like not pre-planned, because I want to practice that skill. Because I want to get better at just being able to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk without having something prepared ahead of time, and like trusting that what I am going to say will be good. Or maybe it's not trusting, maybe it's accepting that what I'm going to say is good enough, even if it's not good. But it is good. It's very good. It's very good. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's the best. It's the best. But yes, so I wanted to keep like the longer videos, keep it unstructured, and I felt very strongly about that. Like I feel like I had thought about other options and considered them and didn't want to do it. And in my mind for a good reason. So when he kind of shared, well, I have some feedback, it was kind of like, well, I've already like this was what was going on. It's like I've thought about different options. I've heard that and like agree that what I'm doing is not the best in terms of getting to the most views, not the best in terms of getting the most money. But it is something that I like. And in a way, I thought of it as like my art. And that if I am doing the art in a different format, then it's not like my art, my expression, my voice, but it's more of a rehearsal or a script. And of course, like, you know, in that example, as an actor, you are still bringing your own personality and experiences and like way of being into the role. So it's not like it would be so, it's not like I would be completely removed from it and that my version of doing a structured video would be the same as anyone else's version of doing the structured video. But I wanted to put out my version of a video that catered to me and like the audience, like the type of video that I wanted. Like, that was kind of like my target audience in a way of like that's the person or people I want to satisfy. It was like I want to make the video that I want. Um and it was like because I had kind of known that and gotten to that realization, when he kind of offered the opportunity for feedback, it was like, I don't like if you like this was what was in my mind. If you share the feedback, I'll listen to you. I'm not just gonna like actively tune you out. But at the same time, I've thought about it and I've decided. And so if you share the feedback, it's not going to change what I'm doing. And so do I have you share the feedback knowing that I'm going to ignore it no matter how valid the feedback is? Or do I just say, like, knowing that I'm going to ignore it, don't even tell me the feedback because I'm just going to ignore it? And I opted for the second one where it was like, I think I kind of tried to like put it back on him of like, you can share the feedback if you would like. It was kind of, which maybe kind of implied like I'm not asking for it. This is not something I was seeking out, but I feel a little bit bad that I did not give him the opportunity to be heard. And again, I like see it a little bit of both ways of like I didn't offer them the opportunity to be heard because in my mind I felt like I was going to listen but ignore it, and listening and ignoring it is not truly listening. That you have to at least be willing to change or do something. But I also contrast it with my mom, who shared feedback a few times, sometimes with prompted, where she may say like, I kind of had a thought about this, but I'm not sure I should tell you, or something like that. And then other times of just, yeah, mom, saw your videos, and I think they need to be shorter. She mentioned that in the video that we did together. Uh, so she just like is a bit more of like, right out. I'm just share the feedback, and hearing it from her, or hearing the feedback. Like, I'm sure part of the reason I have heard it more is because it has come from her, as opposed to just like some random person online that I don't know, and don't, not trying to get into their content and all that stuff. But she shared the feedback. She shared, I think you should do this differently, and I have thought about it, and it has caused me to reflect and envision things happening in a different way. And I feel like but also I still feel like I'm at the place where I'm not ready to give up what I really want to do. That, like, giving up that these long form videos where I am just talking off the top of my head, not even really like a planned subject, just talking. That is what I like and what I want to do. So I feel like initially as well, I interpreted the feedback as like, you should do this instead of the long form talking just off the top of your head. But I feel like what has helped me kind of advance is think of it as, do what I want, do the long form talking, but in addition to that, do more to meet people where they're at, to create stuff that's more digestible, more bite sized, more concise, more structured, but still got my swag on it. So do that. and and I feel like thinking about it that way of like, okay, it's not me giving up or changing what I want, but it's me doing more in addition to that, so that I can reach the goal of meeting people where they're at, and reach the goal of doing what I want, how I want it, and doing that to develop the certain skill set that comes with that. So winning over here, winning over there. I'm just by winning, right? like that couple, by curious. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The whole point was, the story that I started never finished, right? 30 minutes in, still haven't gotten to it. I wonder if you think I'm just like teasing you along. Like, you're just like, damn it, Jamal, there's never a story the whole time. You're just wasting my time. You're just causing me to keep looking. I'm just too engaged. I can't pull away from the video. It's just, but tell me the end of the story, damn it. So, group of girls, girls side, boy side, larger group, but also a little subgroup of the guys, of the women. Guys start to get jealous, right? Hear them talking about the jealousy, hear them watching a little closely, see the down looks on their faces, see like the little bit of stiffness, then see like some of them like imitating and like getting into it themselves, right? It was very much a negative, like, okay, can't beat them joining, this complaining, this one thing that very much like how one dude made a comment about how sweaty I was, and like it was true, like I was absolutely sweaty, like, but it was also doing it in the context of like, ew, you should stay away from him. That guy's gross. He's sweaty. But like, I don't think that put him in the best light. Like, again, my response was laughing. Wish even I keep taking this train off the tracks. Dudes start getting jealous. Start imitating. Start talking. Whatever, saying different things. Whatever comments. Like, whatever. Like, again, not even paying that much attention. But this is the point, right? I'm here. Starts to be a number of people like moving around me, so I kind of like step back, right? No more than dancing, but like step back, pause. This dude walks by, and like, I'm here, he's maybe here, so like some space in between us, but like Again, different dude than before, but very deliberately like, whoa. And like, again, like it's like a light, but like a light shoulder barge. Like, and again, it was like space. So you had like reach out to like, ugh. And as he's walking by, he does it like, whoa. And even makes like a sound effects as he's doing it, right? So it's like, I guess he got mad that like maybe his girlfriend. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe his girlfriend. Maybe his sister. Maybe just a coworker. He got mad that some other people were showing me some sort of attention that whatever, and decided that he was going to, get physical. Get physical. Oh shit. But again, like, and this is the point I keep mentioning, is like this was my reaction, was just like to laugh. Like and I felt like maybe that was like demeaning. Like maybe I should have taken him more seriously, and instead of just like laughing at him, at the situation, and I don't know him enough to be laughing at him. I wasn't laughing at him, but it was just funny to me. And like again, part of me is like, in that situation, I should be more of like, no, this is where I draw the line. Hands off the merchandise. Don't fucking touch me. Like, give me my fucking space. But but yeah, in the moment, it was just like, it was just funny. It was just funny. And I could tell, like, the other thing too was like, I started laughing, but like, I had kind of like put my head down and was laughing like, huh. And as I did that, I could see out of like the side of my eye. I also like turned to the side and started doing it, so I could see like the side of my eye, people who were behind me before. So they would have had like, front row seat to like the events that just happened. Me standing there, like actively backing up to let people out of the way, and then someone actively reaching over to like bump into me. So I could see them like watching, like, eyes shifting from me to the other person, like, what just happened? Why did he do that? That wasn't nice. That was kind of rude. That was kind of mean. Like, but then I was just laughing. And the thing was, like, I felt like it was like endearing to them in a way of like, yeah, they don't know my name, of course, they know my name, but like, yeah, Jamal did just get like mistreated. And perhaps if that had happened to me, I would have been mad or would have taken it a different way. But he's chosen to. I don't know if it was even a chosen thing. And just Jamal reacted in this way of it just like not being serious. And I think people like respected that. Like honestly, I think that was the reaction of the people that observed it, was just like, that was wrong. That was kind of some shit, but he took it just unaffected by it. If anything, he actually looks like he kind of like was amused by it, and that could have been trying, or maybe would have been trying to some others, or would have been trying in different setting or different circumstance, or just a different night, maybe even. But the fact that I did react in that way in the moment, the people who saw it liked it. And like again, not something I thought about, like, again, not even, I don't even know if it was something I had control over, but it was just in terms of like, maybe I shouldn't say control, but certainly was not premeditated, right? Didn't plan it, didn't, all just happened in the moment, split second. But it showed like, that was the thing with it happening in the moment, split second. It showed where my mind was at, where my vibe was at, of just like, this stuff is just like amusing to me. Um, and like it's amusing and interesting, but and like fun, but like fun to the point of being funny. Like it's kind of funny, um, and I feel like that vibe was really that was something that was really maybe that is the lesson that that approach, right? Understanding the assignment in that way of like, okay, well, yeah, we all went there to have a good time, but the way I like acted and showed up was a thing of like, this is just all kind of amusing to me, and it's kind of funny. It kind of makes me laugh, and part of it is me laughing at myself, me recognizing the times of like, oh, those people there I should talk to and didn't, and I kind of just feel like doing this, and that's cool. That's kind of funny, like. But then like, oh yeah, no, I did notice that it happened. Like, okay, I'm amused enough to say it myself, and I think this was even what I started to say earlier, but like again, got so sidetracked, so many different things. Was that, oh my gosh, I just lost it. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Like came back in my head for like a second, and then lost it. And she probably just got also another glimpse of my side talk. I was like, terrible, terrible, terrible. Uh, Terrible in the sense of like, what a shame. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that I was like looking around for people to talk to, and I think like maybe the dancing or movement or like people observing, like there was more space between me and other people. I feel like I kind of like cultivated that. Like I don't want to be like too up close to people. Like I'm not trying to like nuts the bus. Like, although sometimes with the right person, that can certainly be fun. That is a good time. Not knocking it all together now. But yeah, the people I didn't know, like, yeah, was not ready, not trying to do any of that with them. Like, I wanted to give space, and like that's maybe the other thing is like, that's like part of something I questioned as well. Of like, okay, I'm there, see some attractive women, but I'm not quite ready to dance with them necessarily. Like, there needs to be more that happens. Like, yeah, you look cute, but has to be more that happen for me to feel like comfortable in dancing. And I think that's like something I need to examine in myself more in terms of like, maybe I have the opportunity to understand the assignment in a different way, and like we're at a dancing venue, a lot of people are dancing, they're ready, I'm ready, it can go in right from the start. Maybe again the solution is, okay, well, start the conversations, have a little bit more back and forth, and as and if and when that goes well, then that provides the opportunity for the dancing, which is maybe a little bit more of a different sort of personal connection. But also with the dancing, like there were like random people I just started dancing with. They were just around me. They were doing their dance. I started doing it, and like again, like an imitation thing, but not like a mockery, an imitation of like trying to get on the same groove as you. Like, hey, we could both rock it. Like, and and like that was fun and that was cool, and I like that and actually wanted to do it more. But some people were a little bit more nervous to it. Some people were more open to it, and the people that were open to it, I feel like I had fun with them. Ended up getting stopped, like walking back to my car after the thing is over, and dude stops me, starts talking to me, compliments my vibe, introduces me to people's with, daps me up many, many times, asked to exchange Instagram, and like, he was there with his girlfriend, straight dude, wasn't into me like that, wasn't trying to pick me up like that, wasn't trying to hop in the car on the ride back home. Um, but I was he started from us like dancing together inside, and so it's not that I don't want to dance with people. Uh, I think it, I think part of it is like I don't want to be like committed in that way. Of like I want to dance, and then like other times I want to go back to doing solo dancing. I'll do that, or if I want to move around the room, like I don't want to be like. we're here together in this one group. So let's form up. Let's form up and form Voltron and be permanently attached to each other the whole night. Like that's not even a bad thing necessarily. It's not. It's not. It's not. But again, I think with how I think of going out to be more social, right? Like doing it for this goal. But also tonight was like for an enjoyment night. Um, I feel like in both sides, like from the enjoyment aspect, sometimes when you're with the group, you end up doing stuff that the group wants that maybe you don't want, or if you were by yourself, you wouldn't do. So I feel like that can take away from the enjoyment side. And then I also feel like from the social side of feel like when I'm with the group, it's very natural for me to stay and talk to the other people in the group, and that it's rare that, and I feel like if I am there with another person or in a group, that makes me less likely to talk to the other people around me, the strangers in the environment, because kind of already there with people I know and feel like I should be giving them attention. And so I feel like from the social side, I like doing the solo thing, but also from like in my mind at least, I'm thinking of it as it benefits my enjoyment. Now, the counter to that is you can enjoy it with other people too, and you can be social with other people too. And I can still talk to the strangers, and maybe even the strangers will feel more comfortable, like joining the group, right? That's what this dude is, and other people have done. Come join our rave fam, right? Um, and like that is cool. Like the thing with those groups is like you do feel like the love and the care of like the other people. They are looking out for each other. They are, they want you to have a good time. They're interested in you as a person. So it's not bad. And um certain environments, certain times for sure. Like Project Glow was it's a lot of freaking people, like a lot of people, big fairgrounds, like a lot of space covered. So when I did go alone, I did feel a little bit of like, man, I'm in this big foreign space alone. This is a little uh weird is not the right word. It's just like a little maybe the way to say it is like I just felt it more. I felt the aloneness more and did think like, okay, if I was here with other people, and like the thing is I knew many other people there. Like I knew at least 20 people going, and like had all their information, could have texted, DM, called some people, like invited some people, could have done all that, but I did feel more alone in that instance when I was also alone than tonight, where I was out alone, but I didn't feel alone. Like I was alone, and there was certainly a point in the night where in my mind was like, am alone, but don't have to leave here alone. And this seems like a nice, cool person. Maybe we could leave together. Like that did come into my mind for part of the night. Honestly, getting real specific, it was a few minutes after one. A few minutes after 1 a.m. Before that, I feel like I had been doing more, just enjoying, vibing, like getting down the music, and then at that point, starting to get hot. Like headliner was on for sure, and so like in my mind, and starting to get later. I feel like in my mind, I started to think more of like, okay, less time left. Time is dwindling, so get in the mode, get in the go mode. What is like special tactics unit, like, extraction going in. Target identified. Extract the target. Go, go, go. Cover me, cover me. No, but it was it was the thought of like, okay, time is running out. I'm gonna make this happen, and like it was a little bit of like, okay, trying to get myself into the mood a little bit. In the past, would I had to try harder, and like with the same amount of effort, would not have gotten as far, and even with more effort, maybe would not have gotten as far. So, but also there's like levels to it. Even with like the dance, I can feel like uh another like dimension or another that there was like more behind the curtain, that there was like more that was there that I could not quite reach in terms of just my movement and like, yeah, felt myself like reverting back to like, there were several of them, so it wasn't just like the same thing all the time, but like one of like several patterns of movement, and I knew that there were like more within me, but bringing them out was not forthcoming. And part of me was like, I can really try and do it. Like I can try and go into like my approach for trying to like access this part that was like on the other side of the curtain, that like I know something is behind the curtain, but like and I know what it is, but like I can't get to it. And so part of me was like, go all out, like go wild, go crazy to like break yourself out of this place, like go outside the box, like break through the box so that you're outside of it. And then once you're outside of it, that's when you'll be able to like access this other stuff that was like there but out of reach. Um, but also, what I felt was like I'm gonna have to really be trying to break out of the box, and like I want it to come naturally, but also I want it to come naturally, but like what are some things I can do? I also want to be able to access this stuff that I can't access now. So like what are some things I can do to like that are maybe a little bit unnatural, but don't feel like super unnatural, but that also do try and get me to like loosen up a little bit. And so like for example, it's like, okay, like I feel like I could be dancing more with like my feet, like moving my legs and feet more. That I'm moving the shoulders and the arms and like the waist a little bit, and even kind of like the hips, but um like physically moving my feet from here to there, like all around and stuff. That was like, again, not forthcoming. A little like, it felt like I was getting closer to it and like trying to get myself there, but it was like slow and not there in the same way that's been at some other times. And I feel like that's kind of the essence of improvement in general, right? There's never just like a straight line, always more than the next day. There are some like ups and downs, and those times, like those slightly down times, may be still way above where you're at before, but those down times off of like the peak itself is the experience of sitting and noticing like there was this other part that was there before that I could get to that I can't get to now. Like there was other resource that was there that I could call on that I can't call on now. Like the situation, the opportunity was a little bit different then than it is now. And although I don't have these same tools now, like I'm still trying to achieve the same outcome. And so got to practice like using the tools that are available to me and doing that in the best way, and like that as I get better with these tools, it maybe is easier for me to add in new ones to the toolbox. Because, like, okay, already know how to use the hammer and the drill and the paintbrush. So, like, now if I need a saw, Like, okay, um, just gotta focus on the one thing. Like and I'll never forget that I have the hammer there. And some jobs, the hammer will be more appropriate than the saw. But also, I had the saw last week, don't have it this week, and so is there a way I can still make this work without the saw? Like, do I have to cancel the job and chalk it up and like miss out on that customer and come back another day? And can we reschedule, make a rain check? Or can I actually just do something without the saw? Can I actually just get it done without the saw? And maybe I have the saw, but like the blade isn't sharpened. And so it's gonna be a lot of freaking hacking and like a lot of effort and like grind and grit behind it. But if I keep at it, I will cut through the wood. Like it, it's sharp enough to work in that sense, but not like a knife through butter, just like smooth, like no, uh, like smooth cut, and then also leaving the surface smooth, like it's been sanded down, not like the coarse, like was it with like the little knife with teeth in it, like the serrated one that leaves like a more jagged edge. I don't know. Like you and ChatGPT can figure this out. Again, starting to lose like the whole point I was on, which is not a bad thing. Again, because it's completely improvised video where it didn't have something I wanted to talk about, but also those are kind of the big things. Yeah, like this is what I'm just gonna mention as well. In the night, kind of gets to the point where much less crowded, many fewer people in the venue. With that, more space around, like just in between people, more physical space. The population density is much less, and we're still filling up the same amount of space. So if less people filling up the same amount of space, like less of us in the room, there's more space in the room in between us. Okay. End of the night, more space around. Had to talk to this girl behind me. Talk to these two women over here. Had talked to these two friends separately. Some women out in front that are a little bit farther away that I would kind of like to talk to. And it was very much a moment for me personally of like, talk to this one, but like the conversation didn't go as well as I wanted. And that's like two things. Part of it is like, in terms of my sense of the reaction from the other person. Like, there is definitely a part of me that wants a warm, positive reception that's like, really enjoying this and like would like to keep enjoying it more. Um, but then there's also the part of me that like, I want to be entertained. Like, I want to have fun in the conversation. And I can have my own fun, but like if I'm having my own fun, like I don't need you for that. And then I have my own fun again, like so there it was a couple times of like I started the conversation, felt like it wasn't quite like the warm reception on her end that I wanted. But it was also like from my perspective, like felt a little boring. No offense, hate to say it, but felt a little boring. And so it was like, okay, tried to start the conversation, but started it and like, it's not bad. It's cool, but also like not like, oh my gosh. And so I don't feel bad for talking to more of the people around me when all the conversations I've tried to start were not there. And like again, some of the feedback I've heard with this is like people take time to warm up, and so the first part may be a little bit dry, and I should look at it as up to me to help get past the dry, frosty reception to the more warm, friendly one. And that's part of like the skill set that I'm trying to do is to get past like the initial like bubble or shield around the person and get to see like the side of them behind the mask, or see the inside and see the inside or get inside. See the inside of the person. Um, so yeah, like yeah. Uh, I guess I just think about how to make that happen. And that has been an interest of mine for some time. Of because that's the thing too is I feel like some of them were like having fun and enjoying it, but not quite like yeah. I don't think I observed them being as talkative as me. I'll say that. And there was a long time where I was very quiet, didn't say anything to anyone, by myself, alone, solo, not talking, not saying nothing to nobody. So very much a long time of me not talking. Got there 11, like I say, from 11 to 1, like no, very few words. There were some words to some people. There were some words to some people. Yes, there were. Like that's another thing too. Is like I tend to forget how social I actually am because I feel like I tend to focus on a few interactions, right? And I feel like that's kind of natural. Is that like when the stakes are higher, it makes it more memorable or more charged, right? That like, and it can happen at work. Talking to the boss different than talking to the person that sits across the aisle from you, and like the big boss, the company boss, like that's a little maybe different feel. And I can meet a bunch of different people out and talk to them, but like the one really attractive one that was looking longingly, like so I'll remember that one a little bit differently. And so um, I feel like my orientation is toward those situations that stick out more, and it causes me to sometimes like forget about like, oh yeah, like I was just saying I was quiet from 11 to 1, but that was not the case at all. Um, it was not the case at all. A couple women around me dancing, a couple dudes that walked by. Um, when I went to the water fountain, security guard, talked to some other people that were out kind of in the water area. Like, yeah, talking to the people around me. And like, but in my mind, it was like, oh, well, it wasn't in this situation, so that doesn't count. It's that I'm like discounting part of my success. And yeah, I've had this lesson so many times, but it's still there of like, I am focusing and thinking about maybe the ones that didn't go wrong and placing more emphasis and mental energy towards those than I am the ones that did go well and went so well that I didn't even notice and like forgot about because it was just so like and it wasn't that it was like unimportant or bad, but it was just like yeah, maybe that's the thing is that I didn't feel the same pressure, didn't think the same things, and so didn't stick in my mind as well. But I think I really would benefit from taking in the wins, like not discounting them, not well, oh that was before I got warmed up, before blah 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 blah. Like no, those were still people I talked to, still people I interacted with, and that is part of the goal of going out is interact with different people and get used to it, get better at it. period. So, um, and again, some people say like, oh, just that was part of the feedback from the dude at the end. The one that stopped me with the girlfriend, right? Part of what he mentioned as well was like, hey, you started dancing with us in the circle, and I'm giving you a short version, summarized. Hey, you started dancing with us in the circle, and then those three girls came up and started joining the circle and dancing with us as well. And I was there with my girlfriend, my buddy was there with his girlfriend, so we were kind of taken, and those basically it was like those three other girls came up because they wanted to get in on the fun, and you starting to dance with us is part of what like attracted the other people to it. So like basically those three girls wouldn't have come up if it wasn't for you there, and they were looking at you, and there was the one that had the little kind of moment there. So it was basically like the opportunity was there, but you gotta go for it more. And hey, I saw you out talking to people, and so you were doing it, but in that situation with those three, like you should have went for it. And I really appreciate him sharing the feedback. Um, and I was like, part of in saying this too, or maybe right after finishing, it was also like, in where were you? Were you here solo? And I was like, yeah, I was. He's like, no, man, I really respect that. Like, that's what's up. You come out to this event and like enjoy it, and mentioned that I felt like the people I interacted with, like, left with like a big smile. So it was like spreading the vibes and like the good fun and good energy. And that was cool. That was cool. I appreciated him sharing that. I appreciated the feedback. And he was right. In that situation, I certainly could have pushed things farther. And the point I was going to get to as well was, I think I mentioned like, I started to say like, yeah, I've really been trying to like work on, like, this is in my mind, like, yeah, I've been going out solo to try and work on being more comfortable in these different environments. And so, you saying that I have like a good vibe and have such great energy, that's like something I've worked towards and like try to hone over time. And so I think I like started to say like, yeah, I've really tried. And he kind of cut me off and was like, you don't have to try, you just got to be yourself. And I hear that feedback, and again, I appreciate it, particularly with the larger context. But I feel like also it's both, that like it's be yourself and like be comfortable just being yourself, but also try and be a better version of yourself. And like that's the point I'm going to point out as well, is that I believe from his perspective, and based on what he shared, kind of reiterates this, was that like the good vibe that he noticed and attributed to just me being myself is not quite myself. Like, it's myself here and now, like today, but it's myself today because I have put in this time to make it myself. That like the good vibes just coming from me being myself had to like are necessarily here, or are direct outgrowth of me not being myself, me recognizing that myself was not well equipped for these situations, and being like, I want to be well equipped for these situations. I want to be able to go out and have fun and not be, what does this person think? Are they laughing at me? How come they're imitating me? How come they brush shoulder, like, and let that like ruin my night, and I just need to go home. I'm not gonna enjoy it, and like fuck them, and like no. So like, yeah. So the feedback of just be yourself, I think. But here's the other thing as well, is I think it's like, right. I think on one hand it's like, no, just be myself. No, like improve and be yourself at the same time. So like, but then there is the other part of what I am trying to improve at is being myself, right? These long videos where I'm just talking improvised off the top of my head, that is in a way like I think of it as like an exercising in trusting my intuition, in like opening up the stream of conscious that's in my brain and sharing it with the larger world, and sharing it without so much filter, without so much editing, without so much pre-planning. um and so in that sense, like, yeah, I am trying to be myself. And maybe that is like a weird thing or paradox, or just like um semantics. Maybe it's just a word thing of like, maybe it's a bad thing that I look at it as trying. um Maybe I should look at it as like allowing or enjoying the opportunity to be myself. But yeah, and I feel like the being myself comes with like, again, even with this, like a certain vulnerability, a certain, hey, I'm gonna do my little dance moves and it'll be different than everybody else, and some people may laugh at me and some people may sneer and make fun of me, and hopefully I'll be able to turn the other cheek or turn the other side. In other situations like I did this one, but no guarantees, no promises now. I reserve the right to get a little rowdy now. But I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. Shouldn't speak that one into existence. But yeah, but I think when it comes to the vulnerability and the opening up, and again, even just like the starting conversations, that part of what I am trying to do is what I am doing more and more, maybe I should say it that way as well, is being myself and being very, very comfortable with that. Being comfortable being myself when not as talkative, being comfortable being myself when have talk with other people and want to talk with more, being comfortable being myself when there's a woman that I like and there's been a little chemistry and I want to take things farther. I want to turn up the heat, get it hot in here. Um, Being myself more when it comes to just sharing what is on my mind, which I feel like is oftentimes like not just what I'm thinking, but how I'm thinking about things. Um, so yeah, like all I can say with all those things is that I feel like the future is bright. I feel like I'm on the way up. I feel like I'm getting better. Certainly, certainly. I see plenty of examples of that, and there's just been more and more and more. So your boy getting good. Your boy getting good. As we're now at 74 minutes of pure rant. Your boy's getting good at this. Like, better for sure. Good. Up to your interpretation. Say, that beauty will be in the eye of the beholder. But getting better, hell yes. Hell's yes. Yes, please. Please and thank you. So definitely getting better. And like I can take solace in that. I can feel good about that. I can be motivated by that. I can feel a sense of achievement and accomplishment and purpose with that. So I like it. 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 Very fun night out. Even with all the dancing, all the heat, everything else. Again, it's 5:22 a.m. right now. The energy I have Just, and I know I'm gonna need to recharge at some point. Like there were a number of days earlier this week where I did not get a full night's sleep. Certainly was not 8 hours. Tonight, certainly not gonna get 8 hours. Not gonna sleep till 1:30 p.m. Even if I tried, I would not be able to. Just the way it is. Uh, Maybe I got to try some different things actually, because I do feel like the lack of sleep is kind of an issue, and it's something I can like correct for over time. I feel like ends up particularly like we'll go out Friday, Saturday feel a little bit like more sore and tired than Friday, but also I feel like a little bit more energetic from like getting into like the fun, playful like party mood of the weekend. So I feel like I'm a little bit more loose Saturdays and Fridays. And then Sunday, I feel like I am like more like relaxed and here and like comfortable here in terms of like my like social mood and being out there and talking to people and stuff. But physically and from an energy perspective, I am more tired than and do feel that from. And oftentimes, like again, I didn't do the soccer Wednesday because of the ankle, but I had the soccer Wednesday, I had the bar games Thursday, today Friday. I do not know the last name, so I've been hesitating to say it. I'm just Sammy G. I don't know if it's Sam Goliatry, Juliatry, Geli Atry. Like I don't know, and it's kind of a shame because I was looking forward to the show for so long. But me looking forward to it and knowing that I'll enjoy it and liking some of the songs did not incorporate or entail me looking up the pronunciation. So yeah, didn't do that. But yeah, don't even know where I was going with that whole train of thought. And I feel like that's one of those things too, where sometimes, well, now I haven't been watching the videos back. Not the whole thing. Like I've just been clipping the beginning and the end to like in the beginning I'll turn on the videos and like have a little like warm up period where I'm like, all right, get ready and then I start into it like projecting and louder and communicating. Uh, and then in the videos, it's like the me ending it with, oh, take care, love you, thank you. Now let me reach to the camera to turn it off. Wah. And I have wanted to like edit that part out. Cause yeah, I feel like it looks a little odd, different. And that like also sometimes like my facial expression changes that like when I'm sharing and talking I'm in like one mood and look one way, and then as I like realize that's over and now I'm reaching for the camera and it gets like the more bored and like space out like which by the way like I hope it doesn't look like that for you or for me when it comes to meeting people and trying to get bring them in a little closer, not like doing the thing now, like reaching to the phone to turn it off now, like hopefully it's like more natural and smooth and yeah, think that makes for a better experience. Yeah, that's what all these nights out have taught me. Like yeah, my like best interaction in terms of the length and quality was this one woman late at night, and I don't know quite where things didn't convert, or like I don't have that ability to see like that was the exact thing that I could have done differently or would do differently next time with her if I were to have had another chance, or Doctor Doom and the multiverse and the different dimensions and seeing all the opportunities and all that. Nah, it wasn't. Again, like didn't don't have a takeaway for that one. Because I feel like in terms of like me sharing the most, that was the best one. I think there were a couple of people that did mention actually me being a little quiet. That was definitely the vibe I got from her. Was like some of the time she was talking, it was like very hard for me to hear. And one woman was like, "I can't hear you." So I think sometimes I need to be a little bit maybe more comfortable with like closer distance. So it's not maybe like a foot away, but like talking, and it doesn't need to be like, "Oh, I'm in your ear." Like, doesn't need to be that. I think some people like that's kind of what they expect and kind of what they like, and kind of turns the dial up. It's kind of like the next step in the sequence, and so maybe that is the thing. Maybe that is the thing, but yeah. Again, losing my train of thought, yawning, crazy, ridiculous. I feel like this high energy level that I was yapping about is now also starting to fade a little bit, and that's okay. 5:30 is an appropriate time to start feeling tired. It's probably a late time to start feeling tired. I did have a little bit of coffee before I headed out. Rare that I drink coffee, but that's if it kept me going through the night with this energy, I'm glad for it. I was much more worried about my ankle. Still is like tight and loose and weak and just more frail. Um, but I do feel like it's better. I feel like it is like stiffening so that I do feel more support as I am moving in its range of motion, but it's definitely not 100%. Like something's wrong. But yeah, I'm not going to the doctor because I feel like nothing is broken. It's not like that serious, and I feel like short of it not being broken, like what they're really just gonna do is be like, oh yeah, well rest. Maybe they'll give me some like exercises or flexibility things for me to do, like in addition to prevent this from happening again. But I also feel like I have looked those up on my own and started to incorporate some of those, and I feel like I do need to do some more. I feel like right now I'm doing stamina and strength, but I probably need to do more like um, balance and agility. And also I'm doing flexibility. Um, and the strength could be done more consistently. So just like different aspects of it. And again, same thing with going out being social, different aspects of it. Part of it was being in my own world, being self-amused and enjoying my own party, being the one man party, like having a good time. And me doing that, I feel like helped show other people that like, hey, you can do it too. And I was gonna say like, I feel like that it is what it is, like showed them, like they can see it and tell and get into it themselves, and at the very least have something to talk about. I do notice in myself too is when I feel like there are people that are like romantically interested in me, but I'm not quite romantically interested in them in the same way. It does make me like a little bit nervous. Because I kind of feel like I should like not send signs back and like not give the wrong impression, and but I also feel like the impression that I end up giving just is more like standoffish, antisocial, like and not even like a mean thing, but just like a um I'm less likely to start the conversation with them. Like, yeah. So I think that's like I'm just rethinking that and thinking about that, because like part of me is like start the conversation with them same as anyone else. don't treat them as less than because they actually like you. But the other part of me is like, if they like you and you don't like them back in the same way, also don't don't be disingenuous with that. You know, don't lead them on. Um, don't flirt too hard to like try and test them now. But yeah, but again, like I am feeling like okay, maybe in some instances I should be talking to those people more. They're the people that like me. Yeah, I don't like them back in the same way, but if I'm going to talk to anybody, wouldn't that be like where I got the best results from the people that liked me? And I think I kind of, and again, like I want to be like they like me and I like them, and like we both. But as I am searching for that, maybe I should be doing more to talk with these people who do like me, and like I think I just need to be okay with that. Of um, yeah, I'm talking with them. Yeah, I know they like me, but talking with them is not sending the wrong signal or leading them on or making it sexual. It's not cheating. It's not inappropriate. And right now, I kind of do have those feelings. That's why it came up. So, so yeah. Again, in the night, a couple hours past the end of the night at this point. We got back home like 2 hours ago, which is kind of crazy. Like, yeah, kind of wild. But also, I also just thought like if I had kept my ticket to Flash, I would have. Oh no, I still would have been back home an hour. And the last hour is, yeah, it's different. Like it's not a bad thing. I enjoyed the last hour there. Definitely got like, again, less sparse, more people on the way out, less that like takes away from the vibe a little bit. And I feel like as the night went on, like there was less movement. People started to get tired. Like not as much dancing and shaking and moving, just a little bit more like slow meander. But yeah, there were these two girls there. Like they were like quite petite, and if I had just guessed like their ages from looking at them, I would have thought like they're not 21. I would have thought like maybe I don't know. I would go closer to 18, right? But they're in the venue, so like it's 21 over. Your IDs were checked, and they also had like bought in some alcohol, and so but it looked like they were still like sneaking the alcohol, like. So it's like all the young kids, like fun, but there was like a so this is just right after they snuck the alcohol, and this dude like walked by and did like a double take. So he like looks on them and then like looked back and was like, as he like walked on of like, so these two women are attracted to one or both of them, and like now's the moment where I would say something, but could or would say something, but I'm just gonna let it pass. And like, but you could also see like the excitement on their faces of like, he's looking at us, like the energy, like that's kind of fun, like yeah. So that's something that like sticks with me as well. Of like that can be like part of the joy that I'm bringing, like to those people that are maybe interested in me. Of like, um, oh wow, he like recognized me and acknowledged me and talked to me and like that helped me feel fun. It helped me feel like attractive. It helped me feel like maybe I'm missing it wrong. It's like we family, like we cool, like we buddies now, we friends. So I need to think about that as well. Did enough talking to those two girls. And I feel like that was part of the reason why I was like seeing that little moment. It was like endearing of like, oh, that's sweet. It was, the little like awkward non-approach, non-conversation was like it was still meaningful, and you still thought about it and still enjoyed it, and still like an experience that you have together. So that was cool. It was cool. Some of the other people I was dancing with, I think they also appreciated it as well. Um, Again, because a lot of time I was doing my own thing, and I feel like when I did then like have a little brief, very brief, but like a little collaboration with them, it was all good. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna share too much else in terms of the lessons, the takeaways from the night. I feel like I've already done that as well, which is that hey, like sometimes the little lingering look, the little smile, the little wave, even if it's awkward, doesn't go well, like doesn't lead to anything, that can still be very positive for other people. So maybe I should be doing that a little bit more. Uh, I would like to be doing that a little bit more, particularly with people that I feel like show an interest in me. So that's where I'm at with that. Um, Again, would like to be able to plan it and have it happen that way, where the little like light physical touch that's unwelcome, but just be able to laugh it off. Like I don't, I did think in that situation like no one looks good in a fight. Like if it were to get to there, that's not going to be a good thing, not a positive outcome. Um, Not going to make me look cool or tough or whatever. Like, and yeah, I could have beat the dude up, but then I would have also gotten like just that whole like path of thinking. I don't even want to go down. I just feel like nothing was really good is going to come from thinking that way. Um, So yeah, I was glad that I laughed though, and like I think that mood overall though of like this is funny, like this is fun, this is amusing, this is funny. Like these little things that are happening are funny to me, and getting more comfortable with this. We call it like open narration, right? The narrator being the character as well, being able to say the things as I'm thinking them and just speak it out and thinking about conversations as an exercise in that more than the paradigm which I have been looking at it from of like go up to the person, say the thing, make sure what you say is relevant and fun, and then keep saying more things. Because if you just say one thing, they're gonna feel like maybe it's kind of weird and who are you and what did you want? But if you say more things, like part of me is just like open the floodgates, get the mouth to moving, get the filter out of the way so that the distance from my mind to my mouth is minimal, that as I'm thinking it I'm saying it, and then let it go from there. Let it go from there. Like maybe that is the just being myself. So yeah. Just being myself as I'm like actively thinking about how do I get to just be myself. But that's the paradox, that's the fun in it, that's the cool part, right? That's what makes for the adventure. So with that, I wish you well. I hope you take care. And I love you. Sammy G, shout out to this. I hope you watching, dog. I mean, no a fan. You should sign my shirt, the one I was wearing. I'm even thinking back, like, what shirt was I wearing? Um, oh yeah, that would kind of be cool if you showing that shirt. It was the black and white All Saints. It's the matching top and bottom. Came in the set, but hey, if you're watching, I'm a fan. Really enjoyed your set, and like, I was surprised because the songs I'd heard, I would consider like I would categorize them as like funky or new funk or that sort of thing. But then he got into more like trap and like Brazilian funk and like I'm also into those things as well, which are also niche that you don't hear very often. So to have them all together, it was like very much like this is a lot of different sounds that I very rarely hear in other places. And if I do hear them in other places, I tend to not like it as much as I'm hearing now. And it's all put together in one set, in one experience in a way that others are not have not done are not doing have not done, and so I really enjoyed it and left me thinking like we maybe think the same way or have a similar outlook or um at least we get down on the same stuff. So with that, I wish you well. I hope you take care, and